मिनश्शैतानिर्रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। स्टूडेंट्स, आपकी खिदमत में बायोकेमिस्ट्री बायोमॉलिक्यूल चैप्टर में हमारा आज का जो टॉपिक है वो है प्रोटीन। और प्रोटीन पर जितना हो सकता है एफएससी के सिलेबस के मुताबिक, एफएससी के लेवल के मुताबिक, तो हम कोशिश करते कि उससे मोर देन इनफ आपको पढ़ाए। स्टूडेंट, प्रोटीन क्या है, प्रोटीन के बारे में तवील डिस्कस करते हैं, आपकी तवज्जो चाहते हैं। प्रोटीन हमारे साथ स्टूडेंट्स ये एक्सट्रीमली कॉम्प्लिकेटेड होते हैं। क्या है? एक्सट्रीमली कॉम्प्लिकेटेड। The first point to be noted about protein is that proteins are extremely complicated. By complicated, we means that there are various categories, various types of protein are present. So there is a various diversification inside the protein structure. Due to this reason, proteins are extremely complicated. It is not complicated in terms of understanding, but it's complicated in terms of discussion, in terms of its explanation. So, the various categories of protein to be discussed. For this reason, they are classified into various categories which will be discussed with you later on. So, students, the next point to be noted about protein is they are nitrogenous compound. By nitrogenous compounds, we means that the basic unit of protein, which is amino acid. What? Amino acid. So, amino acid are amino acids or the basic monomers are basic unit of discussing the protein structure. So, various amino acids join with each other through a bond called peptide bonds. Peptide bond. So, the peptide bond unite the amino acid with each other by releasing water molecules at the end of the reaction, forming a large and a heavy macromolecule known as protein. Student, a human body contains at least 1000 different types of protein. इंसानी जिस्म की अगर बात की जाए तो ह्यूमन जिस्म के अंदर तकरीबन एटलीस्ट कम अज कम द मिनिमम डिजिट इज 1000, 1000 से ज्यादा स्टूडेंट्स इसमें प्रोटीन पाए जाते हैं, कम अज कम 1000 स्टूडेंट। तो इस वजह से इसकी डाइवर्सिफिकेशन और भी बढ़ जाती है। ग्रीक वर्ड, so the word protein is derived from the Greek word that is proteus, and proteus means is a prime importance. The prime importance means that protein provide the only real satisfaction to the different mechanism of the human bodies and plants bodies. So due to this reason, they are of primary importance. The whole system of human and plants run due to the proteinous structure of their muscles, their hairs, their skins, their nails, even the hooves of animals are also formed from protein. Students, the mechanism and the structure of plants which is diversified all over the world is due to only the presence of protein. So the protein provide the only real satisfaction for the existence of life for the organism. Without protein, life would cease, just like without the presence of sun, life would cease for the plants or animals, certainly. Similarly, like that, protein are also of greater importance, which will be discussed with you later on. So come to the point. The point is that the structure of protein, which is basically formed from amino acid, these amino acid contain elements of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, and sometimes traces of zinc, iodine, manganese, sulfur, copper, and iron, and sometimes other. So, The basic element for the structure of an amino acid are nitrogen, hydrogen, carbon, oxygen, while the later traces element have been discovered which is present in some types of protein. Students, तवज्जो दे, इसके जो बेसिक कंपोजिशन है प्रोटीन की वहां पर तो कार्बन, हाइड्रोजन, ऑक्सीजन और नाइट्रोजन प्रेजेंट है, तो हम मानते हैं, लेकिन कभी कभी हमारे साथ एक्स्ट्रा एलिमेंट भी आ जाते हैं जैसे कि फास्फोरस, सल्फर, जिंक एटसेट्रा। तो इसके जो कंप्लीट कंपोजिशन की अगर बात हम करते हैं तो हम ये भी कहेंगे कि इसमें ट्रेसेस ऑफ जिंक, आयोडीन, मैंगनीज वगैरह प्रेजेंट होते हैं। वो भी आपके साथ हम डिस्कस करेंगे कि कहाँ कहाँ प्रेजेंट है। स्टूडेंट, so आते हैं to define that is what are protein now. So how we will define protein in a single sentence. A high molecular weight macromolecules which upon complete hydrolysis yields amino acid. So yields mean, students, yields produce. So upon the complete hydrolysis of protein structure, we will get amino acid at the end of the reaction. That is the definition and the basic. So what is meant by the macromolecule? Students, by macromolecules we means a large and a heavy molecule. Just like a various amino acid come close through peptide bonds, they form a heavy chain and a long chain which certainly result in a high molecular weight molecule that will be called a macromolecule and protein. So the small units which combine and form macromolecule are known as a monomer, which have been discussed before with you. So come to define that what is the structure of the amino acid. The basic structure of amino acid consists of amino group, that is called amino group, amino functional group. Number second, student, hydrogen atom, a hydrogen atom, a carboxyl group, and a carbon atom at the center, it is sometimes called beta carbon. And this point is very necessary for understanding that is students R group. What is R? So the R group, students, arise diversification in amino acid. By it means that similarly R group is different, that various amino acid will be different. For example, here we will discuss that is R group means that is the methyl group CH3, methyl, the first alkyl group. So what is alkyl group? Before this, alkyl group means, students, alkyl group. By alkyl group we mean that when we remove a single hydrogen atom from the alkane, so we will get certainly what that is alkyl group, like methyl, like students, that is ethyl, a propyl, and it is butyl, that is C4 and H9, and so on, that is pentyl, hexyl, heptyl, octyl, nonyl, decoyl, etc. So the various diversification and the structure of protein arises due to the different sequencing and the different presence of R group. So the R is a variant group. What variant? By variant it means that it is not fixed for the amino acid structure. For the simplest amino acid, which is students, glycine. What is glycine? Glycine. It is CH3, and it gets more complication upon going to the next series of the amino acid, such as tryptophan. What is tryptophan? So it gets a complication and going further to discuss it. Students, different structure of different protein arises due to the different number of R group and the different sequencing of the R group. प्रोटीन के जो कॉम्प्लिकेशन है वो इसके आर ग्रुप से डायरेक्टली रिलेट करता है। आर ग्रुप की जगहों पर बहुत सिंपल है, सच इज ग्लाइसिन, वहां पर ये सिंगल मिथाइल ग्रुप है, और ट्राइप्टोफान में तो ये और भी कॉम्प्लिकेटेड हो जाता है। Students, amino acids for the requirement of our body are classified broadly into two categories, that is essential amino acid and non-essential amino acid. Essential plus non-essential amino acid. It doesn't mean that non-essential or not essential for our body and our body don't need such, but by non-essential we mean that these type of amino acid are prepared inside our body factories, ribosomes, etc. So we certainly doesn't need for the non-essential amino acid. For the essential amino acid we need because our body can't prepare such type of amino acids. स्टूडेंट्स, ये भी आपके साथ दूसरे लेक्चर में डिस्कस करेंगे कि अमीनो एसिड की स्ट्रक्चर क्या है और इसके टाइप्स क्या क्या है, कौन से पोलर है, नॉन पोलर है, चार्ज किन पर है। स्टूडेंट्स, तो वो सारे आपके साथ दूसरे लेक्चर में हम शेयर करेंगे। Now come to the point that how protein are classified. Protein are classified on majorly two fundamental properties. Number first, that is based upon the function of protein, they are classified into regulatory or hormonal proteins. So by regulatory or hormonal protein, we mean that this type of protein are responsible for the regulation of our vital function inside our bodies. Student, various hormones which are present in the form of various dipeptide, peptide or derivatives of proteins are basically regulatory protein. Another point to be noted for the hormone. So what type of hormone are present? Various hormone like growth hormone in our body, there is GH, cortisol, etc. or various type of amino proteins are responsible for the hormonal function of our bodies. Structure protein means that these proteins are responsible for the appearance of our body structure, that is in the form of meat, which muscle, students of which are responsible for our body posture and structure and framework of our body. By transport protein we means, which is next the third category based upon the functional classification of protein. Transport protein is a very diverse class of proteins. It includes hemoglobin, which is oxygen carrying protein present in our blood, which continually supply blood to the various vital organs of our body like brain, like kidney, like heart, like lungs. Every point of our body need hemoglobin and every minute of the students round the clock. Similarly, transport protein contains another categories like permeases. Students of permeases are present inside the cell membrane of the organism cell, and which also responsible for the transport of material in and outside of the cell. The next category is the genetic proteins, which are responsible for the genetic makeup of human and other organisms, that is plants and animals. Students, so this was the classification based upon the functionality or function of the various protein. Now come to the next, which is will be discussed, and it is according to your syllabus, which is present in your textbook. That is classification based upon they are simple, they are conjugated, they are compound, or they are derived protein. So there are three categories based on this, and that is the physiochemical, physiochemical physiochemical properties of protein. So based on the physiochemical properties of protein, they are classified into three major categories. Number first, they are simple protein. By simple protein, we means that they include albumin, globulin, legumine, collagen or collagen proteins. But the simple protein doesn't mean that they contain albumin, etc. The simple protein will be those protein which upon complete hydrolysis will give only amino acid. What? amino acid. If a protein give only amino acid upon hydrolysis, they will be called simple protein. What? Simple protein. So, albumin, which is present in the egg white, globulin is also present in the enzymatic structure, globule, hemoglobin, enzyme, etc. Globulin are insoluble in water, but they get solubility slightly in salt dilute solution. Legumin and collagen, which are the most important part of simple protein part or body's function, like most abundant in the animal kingdom, that is 25 to 30%, is important to be noted, students, that legumin and collagen are the simple protein which is present in our body posture, contain 25 to 30% our total body makeup of protein. So it means that collagens are present in the bone structure. Bone structure. So the bone structure formation require collagen protein, needs calcification and collagen protein and various in a vast amount and vast supply. Legumin or leguminous, legumin protein derived from leguminous plant. What? Leguminous plant. What is mean by leguminous plant? Leguminous plant are those plants which produce their seeds inside pods. What? Pods. So, pods mean pods. Pods like peas, like मटर. Students, मटर. मटर आपने देखा होगा कि मटर पोर्स के अंदर प्रोड्यूस होता है, पोर्स के अंदर. सो लाइक पल्सेस. व्हाट? पल्सेस, जिसको हम दालें कहते हैं, तो वो भी पोर्स के अंदर स्टूडेंट्स प्रोड्यूस होते हैं. सो दिस टाइप ऑफ plants which produce their seeds inside the pods are called leguminous plant. Another important character part leguminous plant is that their root structure. What? Their root structure. The root structure form a tubercle. What? A tubercle. Or nodule. What? Nodule. So these nodules help greatly in their nutrient absorption from the soil. Due to this, leguminous plants are the major source for protein for human beings. So, a daily requirement of protein can be met by eating large pulses and peas. Okay? सो अपने खानों में प्रोटीन अगर आप शामिल करना चाहते हैं, जिसका एक सस्ता तरीका है, तो आप लेग्यूमिनियस प्लांट्स की जो सीड्स है इनका इस्तेमाल ज़्यादा करें. लाइक कहने का मकसद ये है कि आप दालों का इस्तेमाल ज़्यादा करें, आप मटर ज़्यादा खाया करें, ताकि आपके जिस्म की प्रोटीन की कमी पूरी हो सके. नेक्स्ट जो हमारे कैटेगरीज है तो वो है कंपाउंड और कंजुगेटेड प्रोटीन. क्या है? कंपाउंड और कंजुगेटेड प्रोटीन. अब देखिए यहां पर कंपाउंड और कंजुगेटेड प्रोटीन, अगर यहां जूम हो सकता है तो थोड़ा सा आप जूम करें इस जगह पर. स्टूडेंट्स, कंपाउंड या कंजुगेटेड प्रोटीन क्या है? ये ऐसी प्रोटीन है जो कि है तो सिंपल प्रोटीन, लेकिन ये एक स्टूडेंट्स एक नॉन प्रोटीनियस पार्ट के साथ ये अटैच करते हैं, जिसको प्रोस्थेटिक ग्रुप कहते हैं. क्या? प्रोस्थेटिक ग्रुप. मैं इस साइड पर हो जाता हूं स्टूडेंट्स, आप देखें प्रोस्थेटिक ग्रुप यहां पर मैंने मेंशन किया है स्टूडेंट्स आपकी आसानी के लिए. प्रोस्थेटिक ग्रुप, अगर प्रोस्थेटिक ग्रुप किसी प्रोटीन के साथ अटैच हो जाए, सिंपल प्रोटीन के साथ, तो वो जो स्ट्रक्चर बनाएगा, जो उसके नतीजे में प्रोटीन बनेंगे, तो वो कंपाउंड और कंजुगेटेड प्रोटीन होंगे. अब देखिए इसकी जो यहां पर मैंने एग्जांपल मेंशन की है तो वो है पास्पोप्रोटीन. क्या है? पास्पोप्रोटीन. So the phosphoprotein is a conjugated protein because the protein has been now got attachment with a phosphoric acid. What? A phosphoric acid. So when a phosphoric acid get attached with a protein part, It means that conjugated or compound protein has been made. So now come to the next, that is the lipoprotein. What? The lipoprotein. So the lipoprotein like lecithin, cholesterol and fatty acid get attachment with the protein parts. Student, now come to the derived protein. Derived proteins are those proteins which are being derived from the above two categories. There are simple or conjugated protein, like they are derived from the simple or conjugated protein like the proteases enzyme, peptones, oligopeptides, etc. So the most important point to be noted that during the introduction of protein have very importance for both animal and plants. Without protein, life would come to its season and it will seize the life of organism on the surface of the earth. Students, नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में आपकी खिदमत में स्टूडेंट्स हाजिर होंगे, जिसमें हम एमाइनो एसिड के स्ट्रक्चर के हवाले से तफसीली गुफ्तगू करेंगे। अस्सलाम वालेकुम।